Are you interested in a new Kubota mower? Maybe something a little higher end than your normal residential? Well, the new Kubota Z452s might be the one for you. They're awesome. Hey guys, Zach here from Kubota Lynchburg, and today I wanted to go over the new Z452 that Kubota has come out with. The Kubota Z400 Series has been a very good series. It's honestly our best-selling mower, and we sell 4 different brands of mowers, and this is still the best-selling mower that we sell out of all of them. The reason being is I classify it as a high-end residential beginner commercial grade model. So they come in 48, 54, and 60-inch mower decks. And so Kubota's decided to upgrade that lineup a little bit. It used to be the Z421, then they upgraded to the Z422s, which now came standard with a suspension seat, and now they've come out with the Z452. So what are the new upgrades? What are the new features that make it an even better mower than the older Z400 series? Well, the first thing you're going to see is the engine on it. This engine is now a fuel-injected engine, which means you have more constant power, better blade tip speed, which means your cut quality is going to be better. You can cut through thicker grass more efficiently. You don't have that bog down that a carbureted engine would have when you're going through thick grass. So the fuel-injected engine is really nice for thick grass, for constant power and constant speed. It starts easier when it's cold, because today it's about 32 degrees out here. And so they started right up, which is nice, where a carbureted engine doesn't start as well when it's cold. And also they're a little bit more fuel efficient. So it's a higher horsepower engine. It's a 26 horsepower engine, which is better than the 24 horsepowers that they used to be carbureted. So not only get more horsepower, but it's more fuel efficient. So you're going to have better cut quality. It's going to start easier. You don't have to worry about gumming up carburetors or your choke cables going out of adjustment or anything like that. And now there's no key to even start it. So now on these, and I apologize for the dirty nature. Again, it just snowed here, so it's muddy. So these things are dirty, but they are brand new. But now to start it, here, I have a snowball. Anyway, to start it, you're going to just push a button. As long as your key is in there, you just push a button and it starts right up. To turn it off, you push a button. So it's really nice. You're not going to have frozen water. You're not going to have bad key switches because you don't have your keys in there or anything. Push button start, not a huge feature, but really cool. And honestly, it does make it a lot easier to start. You have a nice throttle dial here. So you can come take a look. So this throttle means you can have easy, constant adjustment as you go. This is your push button with the keys in it. This will be your PTO engagement. And here you actually have now a new check engine light. So because this is a fuel injected engine, it has more sensors and computers to it, which kind of sucks if something goes bad. You got to plug into a laptop or something like that. Very rarely do we have issues with these things, but now it'll actually tell you if you have an issue and it'll do a blinking light. You don't have to worry about, oops, I forgot to fill it back up with oil and I blew up my engine and need a new $2,800 engine. Well, this is going to tell you. Or if it's time for service, you can say, all right, oh, it's blinking at me, it's time for service. So the more diagnostics, the more indicators on a machine, the better, because it's going to tell you when you need to do something. So very easy to use, very similar to the old 400s. One of the upgrades they did is weighted handles. So these handles, they're not heavy, but weighted basically means that they've added a little bit more resistance to it, but also made it smoother. So when you're turning and everything, it feels like you're actually moving the machine with you. It's more responsive and it feels better when operating it. Other than that, we have the same good old raise and lower to the mower deck with your foot and the deck height control knob here. Park and brake in the center. One of my favorite features for years about these Z400 models has been the pick out of the floor plan to get to your mower deck, to clean out, to change your belts or your pulleys or anything like that. You just pick this straight up and out. It makes it super easy to maintenance and keep it clean. You have your hour meter on the side, and that's what's going to tell you when you're due for service. The difference between these two models here, so I have a 54 and a 60, is going to be the deck size, obviously 54 and 60, but the other thing is going to be your tire width. So this has an extra Oh, I could look at the tires, but I'm trying to remember. 1.5 inches on either side. No, 2.5 inches on either side. Yeah, this is 24,950 compared to 24,12. So 2.5 inches on either side extra. That means it's going to be way more stable on hills and slopes, as well as you're going to be a little bit more comfortable because it's more tire on the ground, a little bit less bounce to the seat. Speaking of which, these come standard with suspension seats, so not an issue there for comfort. These things are very comfortable, and your front tires are actually flat free on them. So you will never have to worry about getting a flat tire on the front. Kubota makes very heavy duty casters. Some other brands that we see and sell, they're a little bit lighter duty. This is thick steel. You hit something with it, it's gonna stay sturdy. You're not gonna have to worry about replacing those. Kubota is very well built. So overall, the Z452 model, well, let's take a look at the engines too while you got it. But overall, a very, very good machine. I'm very excited to have these added on. I think I'm going to sell out of them very quick, and because they're a new model, I won't be able to get many back in quickly. Hopefully Kubota is producing a ton of them because they'll sell well. Speaking of selling, what is the price difference between these models? That's a good question. Thanks for asking. All right, so the price difference between this and the old series is roughly a $1,300 price increase. Most of that comes from the engine because now you have a fuel-injected engine. You will make some of that money back with the saving in fuel costs and efficiency of it, but about $1,300 more, which is going to put you somewhere between the $10,000 to $11,000 range. That's going to depend whether you're financing or paying cash, but that is the current retail pricing on these machines, depending on which deck size you get. So if you're interested in a good high-end residential, something nice for your property, or you're a beginning commercial guy saying, you know, I want something that's a little bit more reliable, something that has a better transmission than the residential ones, check out the new Z452.